Hey, what's up, team? So, the general outlook on Throne and Liberty has been steadily declining over the past few weeks, and what used to be mostly optimism surrounding the game has started turning into player frustration, and in a lot of cases, disappointment. Between the waves of exploit abuse, rampant botting, and increasingly blatant scripting, a lot of players have started to question whether the game is actually heading in the right direction. And the frustration just isn't about bugs or balance anymore, it's about trust. Players are watching the economy shift due to unfair advantages, PvP integrity is being completely undermined, and legitimate gameplay is being pushed aside in favor of automated scripts. And despite a lot of reports, footage, and daily complaints, enforcement has felt almost non-existent on AGS's side. And it feels like the sense of hopelessness is growing steadily, as people are seeing obvious botters farming zones uninterrupted for hours, or with one of the most recent exploits duping Arc Boss gear with little to no fear of consequences. So it's not just isolated incidents anymore, it's becoming part of the daily gameplay experience. People are no longer surprised when they see bots or AFK scripters in the overworld, and what is surprising now is when action is actually taken. That's what really stings. Not just that it's happening, but it keeps happening unchecked. It makes honest players feel like suckers for playing it fair, and it devalues their time, effort, and progress, whether it's grinding for gear, climbing ranks in arena, or dimensional trials. And the general consensus I'm feeling from the community right now is that people are just tired of it. It's not don't exploit, it's exploit early and exploit often to rake in rewards. This kind of environment doesn't just really frustrate players, it pushes them away. Our community is going to end up shrinking, if not already, because of these issues. More and more guilds are going inactive, and competitive content is losing a lot of meaning. And worst of all, players like myself who want to believe in the game and the developers are slowly burning out because they feel like they're fighting an uphill battle with no support. The longer it drags on, the harder it is to shake the feeling that the game's current direction is more reactive than proactive. And I would say they're trying to put out fires rather than building something sustainable, but honestly, the fires just keep getting bigger. And you don't have to look too far to see how this is affecting the general community. Just scroll through any of the communities. Now, I know Reddit isn't really the best place for Outlook, but sort of sifting through a lot of hate posts, you can still kind of get an idea from a lot of valid opinions about where the game is heading and how people are feeling. And I'm seeing a lot more talk about frustration, burnout, and players posting videos of obvious exploits or cheaters roaming free, screenshots or videos of bots, as well as a myriad of other things. And you can even see this in the YouTube community as well. A lot of longtime supporters are starting to talk about all these issues, and you can hear the shift in their tone. Everyone's kind of slowly realizing the game they want it to be is getting buried under the weight of neglect. And that's really where the danger lies. Not in a sudden mass exodus, but a slow drip of people quietly uninstalling and not logging in anymore. Because once trust is broken in these communities, it's hard to rebuild. And in MMOs, trust is everything. Now, AGS and NCSoft have done a really good job about caring about community feedback and doing changes where changes are due, but it's pretty clear now the community is sick of all of this. And to be fair, this hasn't all gone completely ignored. AGS and NCSoft have made some changes in the past based on community feedback, and we've seen adjustments to progression systems, improvements to some of the daily rewards, and direct responses to things like scripting. Now, they've shown they can listen and they have acted when the pressure was high, but what's happening now isn't a balance tweak or minor inconveniences, it's a fundamental problem. Exploits, botting, and scripting are eroding the core of the experience. And it's not just about a few bad apples anymore, it's about the environment they're being allowed to thrive in. And if the goal is to keep this game alive long term, not just for launch windows or seasonal content, then the issues have to be addressed directly, aggressively, and transparently. Because even if systems are great and the combat is fun, for the most part, none of that matters if players feel like their time, effort, or even money are being constantly undermined by automation and exploitation. And there's definitely time to still turn this around. There are still players who want this game to succeed, but the longer these problems go unaddressed, the more that hope kind of slips away. We're not asking for hot fixes, balance fixes, or quality of life anymore. We're asking for accountability. We want to see visible, consistent enforcement against exploiters, scripters, and bots. We want communication that directly acknowledges what's happening, and a clear understanding of how they're going to address these issues. Like I said, this isn't just about punishing bad actors, it's about restoring confidence in the game community itself. Because right now, after every new patch, every new event, every new piece of content, it risks being overshadowed by the same question. Does any of this actually matter if there's no accountability? And that's not a great place to be in for any MMO. And they've done a great job of building trust thus far, but they're losing it quickly. So what's all the good news in this? Well, like I said, it's not too late and people still want to play Throne and Liberty. The game has a lot to offer and it's still fun in many aspects, but we want to believe in the game and the developers, and its publisher, Amazon Game Studios. But the next coming months, I feel, are going to be critical. It's time to take action, and that's going to decide what kind of future this game actually has. So anyways, I'm sorry if this all came off a little bit heavy, and I know it's not the most uplifting topic, but I really feel like it had to be addressed. But a lot of us still care about the game, and that's exactly why these issues hit so hard. So let me know how you're feeling about everything. Are you hopeful, frustrated, somewhere in between? And as always, thanks for watching. Consider leaving a like or a sub as it really helps out the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.